Hello and welcome to this mixtape special where we are talking about Record Store Day. And I'm joined by Amos and Eleni from Midland Records. How are you?
Good, thank you, Mark.
Good, thanks.
Thanks for coming on. I know you're super busy and appreciate your time. So April the 20th this year is Record Store Day. So just tell us a little bit about sort of how you mark Record Store Day at Midland Records. What sort of stuff do you have going on there for the day?
Well, firstly, loads of Record Store Day releases. We always put out lots of secondhand stock.
Mhm.
Lots and lots this year. We've had bands in the past, and this year we're doing it again.
Mhm.
So we've got a little Law Street band playing in store,
Oh, cool.
and Clandestine, which I think you know the guys from Clandestine, Mark.
I do know Clandestine. Yeah, of course I do. Yeah.
Shana coming along. Yeah, so we've got giveaways, all sorts of stuff happening. Yeah.
Oh, cool, cool. And just for people who aren't sort of too familiar with Record Store Day and how it all works, like from a store point of view, like the ordering process and how you sort of go about ordering the records, how does that work for you from your side of things?
So, do you
So
want
it's
to-
like a wish list. So
Mhm.
we wish for 20 copies and we might get 5, we might get 20, we might get
Mhm.
1. So it's all up in the air. So you have to sort of think what you might get from who you're ordering it from and take a gamble, I guess.
Yeah. And do you find that a bit of a challenge? Like, do you ever get zero of anything that you've sort of said that you might get in store?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, no, it happens a fair bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, generally we get most of what we ask for.
Mhm.
But,
lot
it's a
of
big
stuff.
process, though.
Yeah, a lot of stuff stays in Melbourne and Sydney.
Is it part of your process where I noticed you put the list out on your social media pages a few weeks ago, like, and asked for sort of comment and interest? Is that how you sort of do you do that just to sort of gauge how people like what's going to be most in demand, like, every year?
Yes, yeah, no, we do. Yeah. So last year we had a lot of people disappointed because at 9:15 we were cleaned out of a lot of stuff. So yeah, we need to gauge just how many we need, but we don't want to over order either. That's the thing.
Yeah,
We don't
sure.
as well.
Yeah,
So yeah, we do that.
I spoke to Dylan, who you probably know from the Vinyl Cafe, and he was saying like that's the biggest challenge for him, and that's what sort of put him off it in the end was getting left with stock that he
Mm.
couldn't sell or was selling at a discounted rate, and the sort of inconsistency of what he was asking for and what he was getting. And yeah, so I'm doing this sort of thing where I'm looking at it like from both sides, like a store like Midland Records that just goes in on it like wholesale, like you do, like full bore, gets right into it, celebrates a day, puts on a big event, gets us. I think I'd say you'd have the biggest queues, wouldn't you, on that Saturday morning in Perth, round the block?
Yeah, look, I think we had a couple of hundred last year, which was
Yeah,
surprising. I didn't expect that
yeah.
many people. But I think thank Taylor for that one, mate.
I'll take
Ah,
it.
yeah, that was the one. That was the one. Yeah. And one of the things I wanted to ask you about was, have you seen over the years? Because one of the sort of most the biggest criticisms I've seen of Record Store Days, the quality of releases, like over the years, like in terms of exclusivity and like recording quality. Like, have you noticed that? Like the titles themselves, have you noticed the sort of a bit of a decline in the quality or not?
There's still plenty of stuff out there. So yeah,
Not really.
not really. Look, there's
There's a lot of stuff that we don't get in Australia that's offered worldwide, but it's still the same, still 500 released of that or 15,000. So it depends on the title that you want to how
Yeah.
exclusive it is.
And sort of, how is your business like sort of before and after? Do you see like, does it go quiet like the week or two before and maybe the week or two after, or is it fairly consistent?
yeah, okay. So the few days before definitely is a bit of a lot. But after today we're busy. Like the Sunday after,
Yeah,
we are generally pretty busy.
yeah.
So
And then
yeah.
online starts Monday. So
And then we start selling it online. So on Mondays we sell it online
Yeah.
after.
If like the original sort of mission statement, I think of Record Store Day was back in the day when independent record stores were really struggling. And I'm not saying for 1 minute that they're all thriving, because clearly, as we all know, they're not. But
Yeah.
the original sort of mission of Record Store Day was to give those independent stores like a boost, like yours and all the others around Perth and around the world. Now, the way sort of vinyl sales are sort of worldwide, taken up in the last few years, if Record Store Day didn't exist, would that have a big impact on you as a business, or do you think you would still get by okay?
Yeah, we'd be fine. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the outlay to participate in Record Store Day is sort of up and down. You need to outlay the money to get the stock, to sell the stock. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, it just gets more people into the store or creates interest.
Yeah,
into
yeah.
the market. So
That was sort of what I was getting at with it. Like you put, you know, the amount of publicity the Record Store Day gets, like there's always going to be more people. Like that's going to create more vinyl buyers, I think, just from scratch, and people who've not into vinyl before, they see Record Store Day, you know, and when you got people like Taylor Swift putting stuff out like that, you know, last year, it brings a whole new generation into it as well, I think. So I think from that side of it, I think it's a really positive thing. For sure.
It does help. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Just one final question, but just before we wrap up, what's your opinion on the flippers, the people who come in and buy? Do you allow multiple copies, or is it just one copy of each per person?
Yeah, no, one copy. We get flippers all the time. So we're online now. So when stuff gets out of print, we get people now flipping stuff. We had a record store, not a Perth one, tried to clean out an end of our stock we released just last week.
Wow.
And that was a record store in, I won't say where.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
So, yeah, and that was a record store doing it. So
yeah.
So
here's an idea for you, and I'll put this out there to all the record stores in Perth as well and worldwide. I'll put this idea out there. So I got the idea from the football, right? I'm saying football, but I mean soccer, right? But I don't use that word, but I mean football. So when you watch like England international games, you get loyalty points whenever you go to, like, you know, Romania or you know, Norway on a wet Wednesday to watch a friendly or whatever. You get loyalty points, and then when the big tournaments come around, like the big ones, you're first in line for tickets, right? So what I thought would be a good idea is people coming in to Midland Records all year round get one of them little cards, right? Boom, and then when they get, like, I don't know, whatever, when they've bought like 20 records throughout the year, then they get like a magic hour. Do you know what I mean? When the store first opens, to come in and, like, you know, and get priority. I think that's a golden idea. If I had a record store, I'd definitely be doing that. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that's a good idea?
Sounds good.
Great idea. You know, we see a lot of people once a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're there at 5 o'clock in the morning lining up. So
yeah. Wow.
And they're in and out. So
yeah.
Time they don't want the stuff that our regular customers want. Really.
Do you open at the normal time, 9 o'clock on that Saturday, do you?
Yes.
Yeah, right. Okay, so 9 o'clock Saturday, April the 20th. Midland Records. Sounds like you're gonna have to get there about 4:30 in the morning to get first pick of whatever's in store. Do you have like fences and cones out and stuff like that, or, you know, is it just like a free for all wherever you stand, you know, queuing up and stuff?
Yeah, we try to do free for all. We try not to manage it much, you know.
Yeah.
We're all adults.
Any coffee trucks in the Midland area, that's going to be the place to be, isn't it, on a Saturday morning? 100%.
Yeah, Mark.
Of course you have. Yeah, you got the cafe inside, haven't you? Do you open that up early? Do you sell coffees out of there while people are queuing up? You got to, haven't you, surely?
Do serve the line, yes.
We serve the line. So
That's the way to do it. Cash it in there, double dipping, nice one. I love your style. Hey, Moss and Eleni, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate your time. Good luck with Record Store Day, April the 20th, Saturday, April the 20th this year. Get yourself down to Midland Records and, yeah, try, if you can, to pick the best ones out of this year's releases. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.